So something strange is kind of happening over there at Undead Labs and with State of Decay 3. We had learned a month ago that a new studio is now based in Orlando, Florida, and that studio is working on what looks to be very much animations and animation technology with Unreal Engine 5. So making sure characters and animals and all that look really good and don't look all janky like they kind of do in the current State of Decay 1 and 2. Well, color me surprised, because what's littered in all the job listings right now for Undead Labs is a third studio that has popped up in Champaign, Illinois. But wow, again, a whole new studio now with more developers from Undead Labs. And if you guys aren't seeing that this game is really set to be huge, especially when the word AAA in the newest job listing here is shown, and it's shown several times in other listings as well, the ambition for State of Decay 3 continues to show itself from both Undead Labs and Microsoft. Now, before I go further, guys, if you can, do me a huge favor, subscribe to the new State of Decay channel I have here. I have a host of new content already on there. I will be featuring short guides, short news, let's plays, random opinion videos on State of Decay, and just random cool content. You want to subscribe to that. All right, so let's get back to the topic. Another thing I wanted to talk about in this video is what's starting to become a theme. Now, some time ago, I had reported how the technical art director from Volition, someone who worked on the current Saints Row 5, and it's about to launch here soon, had joined Undead Labs. Well, guys, another person has been poached from Saints Row and from Volition, as we have here Alicia McCoy, who used to be the project manager over at Deep Silver. She worked on Saints Row 5 as well, and apparently she's not the only one from Volition to join Undead Labs. Now, Alicia is now the producer at Undead Labs now. Another interesting note with all of this is, I don't know how this is related or what correlation is here, but Deep Silver, ironically, is also hiring for an executive producer in the same location in Champaign, Illinois. So they actually have a studio themselves there. Essentially, what I'm trying to get at with all this is there's a ton of crossover from what is happening with the team over at Saints Row 5 and what's going on forward here with State of Decay 3. The newest Saints Row is set to launch sometime this year, so that game is probably almost all but done and doesn't have as many people working on it, and Undead Labs seems to be poaching talent from there, and you can bet your butt I'm going to be checking out that newest Saints Row just to see what we could see in that game that could be translated well into State of Decay 3. Now, I talked about this in a previous video with the art director, that one thing that Saints Row does very well is character customization, something we can say somewhat lacks in the State of Decay franchise. So all in all, we have a new studio, or at the least a dedicated third studio now based in Champaign, working on State of Decay 3 alongside the Orlando and Seattle hubs. The word AAA quality is also written within all the job listings on the Undead Labs website. There's also another wording here that really sticks out to me. It says, having passion for AAA gameplay development and commitment to producing the highest standards in animation quality. Now, I think you guys are catching my point with all this. The expectations and ambitions for this title, I think, are sky high from both Undead Labs and Microsoft, who, especially in the case with Microsoft, is really wanting to show how they can compete with PlayStation and Nintendo with their own exclusives. And I think Microsoft with State of Decay 3 is really trying to set the bar very high. Now, last thing I quickly wanted to mention is, even though a third hub is out in the wild for State of Decay 3, a lot of the jobs right now are being done remote, so where your base doesn't matter as much. But from what I've been told, they still want to make it to where you have that ability to go in and work in person when needed. So I know this opens up more options being based in Illinois, but the bigger picture I'm actually taking from all this and in this video is, guys, State of Decay 3 continues to get, and I mean this, man, gets big and huge, and the more I learn behind the scenes, the more I'm excited. With that, guys, let me know in this video your thoughts on everything we talked about here with State of Decay 3, and make sure you check out this video to get an update on what's going on with State of Decay 3's launch.